Don't know where it goes. I'm on a road. Follow your heart. It won't let you down. Follow your heart. Take the steps beyond your way. Take the steps. When you have a dream, you gotta start. It's the only way. If you're gonna shine, and you're gonna shine, shine, shine. You're gonna shine. All right, and we are shining bright on the ranch, fresh back from some R&R. You took a little trip down to New Orleans. Recommend. I really like New Orleans, just because there's so much to do. First of all, breakfast with music, lunch with music, dinner with music. Oh my God, it was just a smorgasbord, and I liked it in a lot of ways that that turned me off from Nashville, because it is really all about the music and all about the musicians, and I love it a lot. I really, really was enjoying. So, but now we're back on the ranch, regrouping, bringing you the best in indie Americana music. And I want to thank my sponsors. Blast Music 24/7 is about everything indie artists. Blast is a great platform to represent your music, showcase your music, get people to watch your music, get paid for your music. You gotta find Blast Music 24/7. Really great platform. Radio stations, My Indie Radio in France. Love you guys. Love you. Plow Zone in California. Hotel Universe, again, supporting indie artists for video needs. And then To the Max Advertising has helped me out with some a great banner in the back. So having a lot of great support, a lot of great success, and it just keeps rolling on with some really great artists. We had a little sound difficulty. I think we hopefully have figured it out. So let's bring our next guest up. Jeff, you there? You're muted. Can you unmute?
Can you hear me now?
Oh.
I'm low tech. I'm so sorry. And
with a minute and a half to spare.
well, I actually just the only email I got with the link was a minute and a half ahead of time. So
I actually sent it last week, but I'm not arguing. We're here. We're on the ranch.
We won't argue.
We're shining bright. So that's all that matters, is that we made it. So that's great. So, all right. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you hail from. And we got to get to a lot of the inspiration for your music. I think we're going to have fun with that.
Well, I'm originally from the St. Louis area, the Illinois side of the river. Cahokia, Illinois is my hometown. I grew up there and went to high school in Cahokia, went to undergrad in St. Louis at St. Louis University, and then got a master's in Denver. And that's,
you know what? I got to tell you, I have two partners from a company I run, Artist Edge Collective. One is in St. Louis, Johnny Cat.
Chuck Berry.
No. Johnny, and my other partner is in Denver.
Really?
Teresa Mahoney. So that's kind of, I can't believe that.
Yeah, well, so then I went to Denver and got a master's in real estate. I actually have been a commercial real estate appraiser for a long time, and moved back home to St. Louis after that. And then eventually in 1997, I moved to Nashville. And, I knew I could make a living doing appraisal work. Of course, that's not why I moved here, but it's in 97, since 1997, Nashville's grown immensely. So being a commercial real estate appraiser has been a pretty good side hustle.
Right. So yeah, Johnny Chase is from St. Louis, and he's gigging all the time out there. So I didn't know. you know, and Teresa Mahoney. So yeah, we're like in the same circles, which is
Yes, I
kind of
mean
cool.
that's wild. St. Louis and Denver, and
I know my two partners.
that's
That is,
but
quite a
no,
coincidence.
I still go back to the St. Louis area and do gigs and do shows, or a bunch of my old band members and such still play around there. So no, I love that St. Louis area. Cahokia will always be home, even though I've lived here probably longer than I've lived there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nashville's
now I guess I
Nashville's now
have.
home.
Yeah, well, yes, it's home's where the heart is, but yeah,
Okay. In Nashville, again, I've been to Nashville. I played Nashville, and I just came back from New Orleans. And in certain ways, I think New Orleans is almost more of a music town than Nashville.
yeah. I mean, I would say, I get where you're coming from. I mean, it's certainly for live music performing. Yes, obviously the industry, recording, studio musicians, they're here. But in terms of live music, yeah, I would agree that French Quarter's probably almost more music than here. This, of course, downtown now you've got everything, sports bars. It's not necessarily all music all the time. You got some sports betting bars and that kind of stuff, but music's still the heart of it.
Right. Yeah, but since they built, and I've talked to locals, and they say since they built the football stadium, it's changed the tone a little bit.
I bet it probably has. And I mean, now there's another stadium under construction that's going to be even a different probably level of clientele, and we'll see what that does. Be
Right.
interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting what happens. But again, I'm an indie artist. You're an indie artist, and my heart is always in original music and places that support original music, and that's getting harder in Nashville.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, well, the whole digital era changed the music business.
Okay,
I mean, a
true.
blessing and a curse. I mean, a blessing, you can get something widely distributed almost instantaneously. Curse, there's so much content because everybody's putting something out, all the time. But yeah, I mean, the music business has always been tough to get it cut as a songwriter or get a song played on the air. It's always been hard, but yeah, I think probably you're right. Harder now than ever.
Yeah, I mean, I heard crazy numbers. I know it's close to or over 100,000 songs a day up on Spotify.
Right.
So
I mean,
anyone could do it. It doesn't mean it's quality, and that's something I always talk to my indie artists about is be careful what you're putting out. You're so almost forced to keep putting out songs and content, and you got to be careful.
yeah. Some people get too quick, and it's like, maybe that wasn't quite done. It was still cooking, or that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
and the other thing is, it's hard to point and direct people to your music. There's so much out there. It's like in the old days going to Walmart and there's the record section and all these records. Well, what's going to draw me to this one particular record? Probably a song you heard on the radio or something, or maybe a song you saw a video for, but it's just different than that.
I miss the days where you could go, all right, I'm looking for some new music, and you just found a cool album cover.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
you're like, wow, that's so cool. I think I'm just going to buy that because I just love it.
It's
And now you don't have.
certainly the album art and art like that, which almost I know some people still have visuals attached to their music, but I miss grabbing a record and opening and looking at the cover and the art. And if it was a double album, you got two pictures, that go together usually. So I miss that.
I do. And sometimes they had the lyrics on the inside,
All the credits, everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So the good old days.
I know the good old days are still to come, right?
There is more to come. There is more to come. Well, let's dig in with some of your original music. I
Okay.
think our first song up is "Don't Call Me a Hero."
Well, that's a special song. That's
I know, so we're
my
kicking
most
off with
popular
that one.
song out there in the digital era. Came about because a friend of mine kind of knew my music style, and he said, "Well, you should write a song after there was a furniture store fire in Charleston, South Carolina. 9 firefighters passed away, and the Charleston Nine. And so this friend of mine kind of knew my style and said, you should write a firefighter tribute. And so the wheels were turning, and this song kind of came out of it. The title came from another friend of ours named Joe. His name's Joey Stan. Joey's popular music dude up in the Jersey area. He played with Southside Johnny.
Oh
And
yeah.
as
All
they
right, I know
grew,
the name up here.
he
Okay.
played sax, and then he also played with Gary U.S. Bonds, who I've gotten to do some shows with. So he with Southside, they played a lot of the firefighter shows, and Gary, and where the firefighters would call and sell tickets and have a big concert. And so he said, in talking to those firefighters, most of the time, or a lot of the time, they'd be like, "This is just our job. We're not heroes. So don't call me a hero." That's kind of where this came from, and grateful. It kind of just dropped out of the sky through me, but here it is.
Yeah. And you have a great visual that goes with this. You like doing video?
No, not really. I mean, no. My favorite part is doing a show, doing live stuff. I
Okay.
mean, and but like making. If you're talking about making, I like doing podcasts and talking to people because I'm personable, and I just like people, and I could talk to your guitar back there. But no, but like the whole making videos, like you know, Instagram reels and all the stuff that in today's world you have to do. No, I mean I can't say that's my favorite part of this whole deal,
Okay.
but it's fine. I mean I don't mind doing it. The camera adds 10 pounds, and when you've already gained 10 pounds, it's like, no, I don't want to do that.
That's when you do your own editing and stretch things around and
Yeah.
add a lot of effects and stuff. Yeah, but you're right. Then they want you to make shorts and canvas and oh,
Right. You get it. I know you get it.
I do. It's exhausting.
It is, but at the end of the day, we do this because we love it and we have something to share with somebody. And yeah, but it's changed. It's definitely changed in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
A lot. It's different. It used to be to get discovered, you go play some showcases or play with your band down at some club or do a showcase, and the A&R guy would come out, and or a couple A&R people might see you, and it might happen that way. But now it's you get discovered typically through somebody seeing a video somewhere or maybe sending an MP3. It's not the same as the old A&R.
No, and you have to be developed. And that's what Artist Edge Collective does. That my three partners, Johnny Chase and Teresa Mahoney, is you have to be firing on all areas. You have to have video. You have to be branded and look like you're professional. And you have to have great songs that are radio ready and that are getting some attention.
All
And,
that.
you just can't go out and they have potential.
Right. Well, I mean, it's kind of, that's just kind of the Instagram, TikTok world we live in. And, I mean, I hope so. Good for them. Will they be around in 50 years like George Strait? Or I don't know. I guess time will tell. I mean, hopefully their music's good enough to keep them around
Right.
long enough. Hopefully it's, it's more than just some hotshot video.
Well, right. They usually have a proven track record,
Right.
on different things. So, But are they in it for the long haul?
Can they sustain, do they either write good enough songs, or can they pick good enough songs from other writers, to sustain a career, not just 15 minutes of fame.
Right. Now the song "Don't Call Me a Hero," was that used then by the firefighters? Have you used that in fundraising?
Well, not anything official, but I did sing it at the World Fire and Police Games in New York City. That was kind of cool. And
that is cool.
That was fun. And I get messages a lot from firefighters using it in funerals or for their banquets. So I've gotten messages from Ireland, the Philippines, from firefighters, because sadly we have fires and everywhere on the globe.
Right. Well, that's interesting. All right, let's listen. And this is interactive. We're going to have people listening and see what their thoughts are. Okay. Don't Call Me a Hero.
I'm a family man with family ties, a regular Joe with an angel for a wife. I play catch in the yard with my son. I'm praying my little girl turns out just like her mom. I count my blessings each and every day, knowing one alarm could take me away. But I do what I love to do. It's not a case of having to. I know the risk and I'd pay the price. It's not a job, it's my life. So if I say goodbye, climbing that ladder to the sky, don't cry. And don't call me a hero. 'Cause inside I'm still that little boy in a big red hat with a fire truck Tonka toy. I'd race through town as the siren screamed. With flashing lights, I'd pull up to the scene, knock down a door and run through the smoky dark, then reappear with a baby in my arms. I do what I love to do. It's not a case of having to. I know the risk and I'd pay the price. It's not a job, it's my life. So if I say goodbye, climbing that ladder to the sky, don't cry. And don't call me a hero. Don't call me a hero.
When I'm called to duty, God, wherever flames may rage, give me strength to save a life, whatever be its age. Help me to embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert, to hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to fill my calling and to give the best in me, to guard my neighbor and protect his property. And if according to your will, I have to lose my life, bless with your protecting hand my children and my wife.
I get to do what I love to do. So it's not a case of having to. I know the risk and I pay the price. It's not a job, it's my life. So if I say goodbye, climbing that ladder to the sky, don't cry. Don't call me a hero. If I ever wave goodbye from that ladder in the sky, don't cry. And don't call me a hero.
And we are back on the ranch. We are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7, your one stop for indie artists. Honestly, it's where you want to be putting up your music and showcasing and looking like a pro. Okay, we also brought to you by Indie Music Radio out in France and Europe. We love that you're listening. So glad to have you aboard. Also, Plow Zone out in California. Thank you for tuning in to the show. We got Ginny Foley is listening and really like that song, Jeff.
Well, that's very flattering. Jenny's a big supporter of music. I can tell you that. She lives around Nashville. She's huge. She works her tail off supporting any artist she believes in.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
We love the Ginnies of the world.
Yes. Well, look at all you do to promote indie people. And
you know, I try to give back. It's a tough place to be, and I like a place where we could just pop in and talk music and talk industry, you know, and share ideas and see what's going on.
Well, it's you know, it's different in different parts of the country, different the field, the level of talent, the you know, opportunities to play and perform is different, you know, kind of depending on where you are. So,
you know, and it's been interesting. The show is literally taking me to artists all over the world. Up in Canada, I've had UK artists, you know, I've had people, you know, in Ivory Coast, and it's really been amazing how the sound of Americana music has built this wonderful worldwide community.
Right. No, that's music. It really is universal. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. Yeah. People can sing lyrics. They don't even know what they mean.
Yeah, but they like the sound and you know,
right.
Everything like that. Yeah.
The melody and the beat.
Right. You know, and again, you're not in the same room, but like American music. But you know, isn't it half the battle, Jeff, finding your fans?
You do, and I mean, you have to find your little section, you know, because not everybody's gonna like everything, whether it's ice cream or music. So yeah, you have to find your niche, I guess. You know, I don't know, my music kind of. I've got the firefighter tribute song, and then I've got a disabled veterans tribute song and a first responder song, and I'm adopted, so I've got an adoption song. So there's kind of like I write songs about not necessarily story songs, but more about topics or things that are groups of people, adopted people or firefighters or disabled veterans that, you know, that I don't know. And, I have a Boston Marathon bombing song that I wrote with my duo partner, Eric, you know, so it's kind of like, yeah, I've got drinking songs and I've got songs about church, but I have a lot of songs. My most popular songs, in my opinion, and it seem to really resonate with people, are songs about certain topics, like the ones that I just mentioned.
Right.
You know.
Right. So you like writing about causes and connecting with that.
Yes, I do. I just, you know, I'm a sensitive guy, and you know, I just love people.
Oh, you're mushy. You're a
mush.
I'm
mushy.
You're a teddy bear.
Yes, in some ways. Don't cross me, but yeah.
All right, we're gonna get you mad.
I have a long fuse.
You're like a teddy bear with
okay. Right. But no, I do. I do. You know, I mean, when you play you know, you're a performer, an artist. But when you play a song and somebody tells you how moved they were by it, or yeah, that's what it's all about. It's hard to really put a price tag on that. I mean, sure, would we all like to make $1 bazillion from the music that we write? Yes. And commercialize it or monetize it? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think we all really started doing this and do it for that one person that comes up to you and tells you how you move them.
I know. Right. Oh, when they're singing along, it's the best.
Oh, yes. Yes.
They come in.
The firefighter song, we used to, my duo partner and I, Eric, used to play up there in Nashville, around Nashville, Indiana, for the first responders and firefighters every year. They would get out on the floor and, with their arms around each other and sing that song, the firefighter song to me. Don't call me in. See them out there,
They're all like,
these first responders and police. Yeah, it was, I'm like, yep, that's why I do this.
Yeah. Your next song that's up is kind of near and dear to my heart because I have played the Blue Plate Special twice now, and I'm going back in August to Knoxville.
Awesome.
And it's a great venue. And Jeff, I have to say, I tell artists who are coming on the show, please don't send me live videos, because you hear people clapping in the background and
Right.
It's not the best quality unless you do it like you're at the Blue Plate Special where it's going through a board and you're going to have a really good mix.
Right. No, that's very good advice because, having good audio quality, a good sound person to help you is, absolutely key.
Who is it? Is it WDVX?
I believe that's right.
At the Blue Plate Special. So when you play a venue like the Blue Plate Special, and it's not an easy gig to get, let me tell you, it's at the Knoxville Community Center, and it's run by a radio station. I believe it's
WDVX, I believe.
DVX. I believe I could be right. I could be making this up. I make stuff up all the time, but I think I'm right about this one. So, the sound is quality. We get it when we play Princeton, Cafe Improv down in Princeton, that you have 3 broadcast cameras going at once. You're going through a TV quality board. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that live. I'll take a radio broadcast live.
Sure.
But when you have people moving around and you're not putting your best foot forward in the artist.
No, you're right. No. So yeah, that's great advice to make sure this piece of work you're putting out there sounds decent. The mix is good. The instruments are band versus your vocal.
Yeah.
And that's good advice.
Well, tell us about the End of the Grains.
End of the Grains. Well, that song started out as leave this world with empty pockets and a smile on my face. My friend John Sarabian, who's actually a firefighter, I met through my firefighter song from New England. See, music connects people. He had bought so we'd stayed in touch and kind of talked about writing something or working on something for years. And he had bought a car, it was a Mercedes, and was having buyer's remorse and thinking, I want to return this car. And then I guess one of his high school buddies passed away pretty suddenly. And he's like, screw it. I'm not going to return the car. I'd rather leave this world with empty pockets and have a smile on my face, because you really never know. So that's how the song started. We traded ideas back and forth because he's from the Boston area and he was going to be in Nashville to see a friend of his, a rock star friend of his that's in the band Extreme. So he came down and we went to see Extreme and got together on the afternoon of the show and finished this song. And I don't know, being a creator yourself, this idea kind of morphed into the Grains. I was thinking about life and like the sand in an hourglass. And I'm like, well, shoot, if there's still sand on top, you're not done. You're still time to, so don't let what's on the bottom, all the sand, things you've done, regretful, not regretful, happy, sad, don't let that define who you are if you've still got sand at the top. And that's kind of where this idea came from.
Oh, great idea. I like it. Let's listen to a rare live performance I will allow on the show. I don't mean to be mean, but I want you guys to shine. So this is Blue Plate Special down in Knoxville, live performance. End of the Green.
Thanks for having me. Start off with a little song I've got out there, getting some action actually in Europe and here as well. Looking at life through the hourglass, sand in an hourglass. It's called End of the Grains. All our days are numbered, at least that's what they say. We never know how many steps from the cradle to that grave. So while the sand's still flowing through the glass of time, don't let what's on the bottom be how you're defined. Oh, try it by, give it a shot, find what makes you smile a lot. Do it now, today's the day, don't wait till it's too late. Leave no regrets at the end of the grain. Life's too short for grudges, go apologize. Lend a hand to those in need, put away your foolish pride. See some place you've never seen before the chances go away. Make time for the ones you love, say what you need to say. Try it by, give it a shot, find what makes you smile a lot. Do it now, today's the day, don't wait till it's too late. Leave with no regrets at the end of the grain. Give it a shot, find what makes you smile a lot. Do it now, today's the day, don't wait, don't wait. Try it by, give it a shot, find what makes you smile a lot. Do it now, today's the day, don't wait till it's too late. Leave with no regrets, I'll leave with no regrets at the end of the grain. Thanks so much.
And we are back here with Jeff. We are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7. Again, a great stop for indie artists. If you're looking for new music, check out Blast Music 24/7. If you're looking for a place to really showcase and shine, you got to get yourself an account on Blast Music 24/7. And we're here with Jeff Batson and Jenny Foley. Really love that one. It was great here.
Look at that, Jenny.
Oh, she taped it for you. Out on the board and listen.
Oh, you know what? That actually is her recording.
Okay.
She's good. She's done this enough and knows how to set things up and where. I forgot that was her video.
Okay. Yeah. It was good. It was a good live video. And you need those for marketing reels, if you're booking out and stuff like that, you need a good solid live video.
You're right. Because I think people, especially booking people that are in the talent buying side of things, they know you can doctor up anything. So yeah, it's nice to see, hey, this person can actually pull it off with a guitar or with the band.
Mindy really liked it too.
Well, thanks, Mindy.
So we got some people listening in. It's really great to have you on the ranch.
Well, thanks. Sorry about all the technical stuff. And
Now we got there.
here we are.
It's all good. Here we are. Moving on. So it's all good. So, okay. So your last one, I think, is another Hometown Heroes.
Another, it's a, first responder. Well, it goes from Hometown Heroes in your little town winning the football game because they caught a nice touchdown pass to first responders in the second part of it. The song actually, I wrote it with a guy I met not long after I moved to Nashville, who's no longer with us, Terry Vonderheide. And we wrote this song, and then an artist friend of mine named Laura Bryna, who was on Equity Records back, in the day. It was a little label here in town that Clint Black was a partner and his business manager, and they signed her. And she actually put a couple singles out and didn't have much success, but she recorded this song, and the Air National Guard ended up using it in a commercial, her version, and the commercial debuted. Yeah, and the commercial debuted on Monday Night Football. So I'm like, woohoo!
You're somebody. You arrived. You're part of NFL football.
No, that was really cool. And I mean, since we're talking business and you're in the business of telling people, the sync, I got a sync license fee for this song, and that's the most money I've made in the music business, including the Tracy Lawrence Grammy nominated album. So, you can do stuff like that. When she did this song for the Air National Guard, of course, I was hoping they'd renew it every year.
Yeah. Sync is the holy grail and the most overlooked way to make music in money in the music business is through sync. But it's hard to get into. Everyone's like, oh yeah, let's write for movies and TV. And you have to get your music to music supervisors, which is like.
Yeah. And a lot of times there are these houses that, the supervisors go to first. The houses that have this group of people that create, hey, we've got a catalog of all this stuff. So it's, just like getting a song recorded by a major artist. Getting a song in a commercial or a movie or a TV show, it's still hard.
Yeah, it's still hard. Even with one song, you hopefully they'll come back for more,
Right.
That's
write a TV theme, look at like Friends or, songs like that. Or
I have spoken about my friend Mike Giorgio. He wrote a song for an indie soap opera.
Yeah.
They're huge over there. Bollywood and all of that.
Really?
It's been running for like 14 years or 20 years or something like that. And they have been using his song like every day.
Hopefully he's getting, seeing something for it.
Oh, yeah. He gets his check.
And I've got a lot of friends that have had songs in the Hallmark movies, so there's definitely placement opportunities out there.
Oh, I had a holiday song that was sitting in a Hallmark catalog. I'm still holding my breath and holding hopes for that.
Well, you know what? That's the thing. Nobody can take that away from you. That song's going to be there. We've heard stories of people, artists that have held on to a song for 10 years, and then it's always somewhere in the back of their mind, and then eventually the time's right and it hatches.
Right. It gives birth. It's happens. It arrives. But Hometown Heroes, it reminds me, I know no one wants to remember COVID anymore. Everyone's over it. But COVID, we really had to think who were the important, essential people.
Oh, yes. Right.
Running our industry. This song's about, football players and how it gets people, in a stadium going. But COVID to me was, the truckers and garbage people and all these people that are the unsung heroes that keep towns really moving.
No, yes. What's the old Alabama song? They keep this country turning around. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's true. I mean, you look at, yeah, they were still out there trying to deliver all the stuff, all the toilet paper that we didn't have.
I know. I
That was
know.
crazy.
I remember going to the store. It looked like a bomb guard. Like nothing was there.
Yeah.
It was an
Shelves.
apocalypse. It was like The Walking Dead. Like nothing on the shelves.
It was like a movie, really. Shelves like, what? Where?
Those truckers were like, yeah, I don't know. It was crazy time, but that's when I heard Hometown Heroes. It kind of spun me back to that.
Well, I'm flattered by that. Thank you. That's
we really had to get a hold of what really mattered and what we take for granted.
No, you're right. And I mean, first responders, firemen, policemen, those guys, even that the whole 9/11 thing, they're the first ones in. Not sure what they're facing, but
and I admire the people who stayed afterwards, digging through rubble.
Oh yeah.
Like I have a girlfriend who's FBI. She's now GBI, I believe. She's down in Georgia. Is she still there? I don't know. But she was at the landfill for months.
Right, just going through.
Yeah, going through, and these are things we don't think about.
No, you're right. We don't. But I'm flattered that this song kind of hit home with some military and first responders and those kind of people. And even the little kid at home playing football.
Right.
Dreaming about catching a touchdown pass. So
you come from a football town?
I mean, I played high school football. Yeah, we did. And there's a couple guys that ended up going pro. So football's a big thing. Now,
you went pro? Who went pro? You went pro? No.
What's that?
Who went pro?
Gosh, why'd you do that to me?
I don't know. We've had two now in my high school. Matt Millen and oh my gosh, he was just with the Eagles at Whitehall. He just came back too. Young kid. I gotta remember his name. We've had
Teron Armstead. He's an offensive tackle. He actually had a long career with the Saints, and then he went to the Dolphins, and he was a tackle. And he actually bought the bowling alley in our hometown and renovated it and made it a youth center. Does a lot for our little hometown. And then, I mean, a guy that I played on the same team with, I played little high school, not well, but I played. Alonzo Washington, he actually got drafted, ended up going pro. I think he played with Seattle for a short amount of time, but he was really good. So yeah, it's a football town. But I was going to say, when I moved to Nashville, because neither one of my colleges had football, but you move to Nashville or the South, the South or the Southeast, you realize like football's religion here. You have to be Tennessee or Alabama or, it's
my high school, Pennsylvania football is religion. You stop on Thanksgiving for all of high school football games. I mean, and then you think about your turkey dinner, like it's
right. That's secondary.
It's secondary. The whole turkey. your rivalries all playing on Thanksgiving.
Right.
And it's funny. I was living in New Jersey for a long time. I just moved back to Pennsylvania, and I had forgotten like the whole culture of football and sports stuff.
Right.
And like, oh boy, I gotta get acclimated again.
Right.
All that.
No,
it's different.
It's a big deal. I mean, it's
a big deal.
And it brings towns together, and it's kind of neat how that works. I mean, I know everybody talks about, Texas, everything's, but there's a lot of places like Pennsylvania that high school football is like a big deal, and the whole town's there on Friday night. So,
You know what? It's funny. When I went, I was working in a school in New Jersey. And when I saw their field, I'm like, oh, is this your practice field? And they're like, no, this is our stadium.
oh gosh.
I didn't say anything. I kind of just walked away. I'm like, okay,
Right.
that's not my thing, But that's the difference.
Felt bad for him. Like, whoa.
I did. I'm like, ooh. And you let field hockey play on your field in the afternoons?
Right.
Like this would never happen in Pennsylvania. Like it's a football
Right.
field.
Or Texas or Florida, those, some of those high schools, their football stadiums look like pro stadiums.
My high school was huge. Looking at how many people were at those games on Friday nights.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, let's listen to Hometown Heroes.
All right.
It's a cool November Friday night. Football's in the air. It's the big game that decides bragging rights all year. 4th and 9 in overtime. Listen to the crowd. Jones drops back. There's the pass. Smith pulls it in. Touchdown. Hometown heroes. You know who they are. Small town dreamers, born with big time hearts, ready for the moment, there to save the day. Hometown heroes all across the USA. Just as quick as lightning strikes, a funnel cloud touchdown. Its path of devastation ran right through that country town. And in the rain, the people came to lend a helping hand. As floodlights shine through the night, miracles began. Hometown heroes, you know who they are. Small town dreamers, born with big time hearts, ready for the moment, there to save the day. Hometown heroes all across the USA. Through the course of 2 world wars, Korea and Vietnam, from the deserts in Iraq to the mountains of Afghanistan, they're watching over this great land. Hometown heroes, you know who they are. Small town dreamers, born with big time hearts, ready for the moment, there to save the day. Hometown heroes all across the USA. Hometown heroes all across the USA.
Okay, and we are back on the ranch. We are here every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be on the ranch, you can just go to my website, Randie O'Neil. You have to spell my name right, RandieOneil.com/shows, and fill out and apply to be on the show. And we can get you on the show. Again, we're spanning the globe to bring you the best of indie Americana music. And tonight we're here with Jeff Batson. We just listened to Hometown Heroes, and the kid's name is Shaquan Barkley. He was he's from my high school.
Yeah, he's done pretty well. He's done pretty well.
Yep. So we had Matt Millen first, and then now we have Shaquan Barkley.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So football is a little big around here, and
well, that's a superstar. You're there.
Yeah, and Shaquan is actually really good about coming back to the hometown and running camps and things like that. He's really a good kid. So
that's always a plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you a good kid?
Yeah.
You were a good kid.
Was I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had my moments. I tried really hard. I was a bit of an angry kid. Yeah. I had alcoholic parents and stuff like that. So, but work through it with the help of some good people, some other of my hometown heroes.
Right.
Helped me through a lot, and it's nice to have those people to look up to,
Oh, absolutely.
Model what you're supposed to be doing.
Right. Well, I mean, sometimes whether it's just life things or money, or we know what we should do, but we don't do it. We can tell others or help others.
And you know what? Even as adults, that's the case, like.
Yeah.
I
can help you, but I can't help me.
Yeah, that happens. So I was trying to give back, though. So what do you got? What are you working on now, Jeff? What's going on?
No, I've been in a duo for the last 15 years or so. I'm kind of taking the last year or so off and just kind of doing some stuff on my own. I've probably got enough songs to put together an actual project. So I'm going to finish that up and package it together in whatever form that is nowadays. It used to be make a record or get some CDs. Now it's I'll have a new thumb drive out, next week or something like that, or just put it up online. But I'll put an actual project together instead of just 2 or 3 songs. I've got some, stuff in the can, I guess, and see what happens.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Try to play some shows. I didn't play that many shows last year. Like I say, the duo used to play quite a bit, and just, and I'm itching to get out there and play for people.
Is it harder to find venues? I know a lot of venues closed after COVID, and a lot of them didn't come back.
No, it's definitely hard. It's not only hard, but it's very competitive. There's a lot. It's kind of like getting your song listened to on Spotify. There's so much out there. How do I get listened to? It's kind of like getting booked. There's a lot of people. Especially if you move to a town like Nashville, where it just attracts people, and so you're not going to make a great living playing probably cover gigs around Nashville. It's just it's supply and demand. It's economics. It's supply and demand, but you can go an hour or an hour and a half out of Nashville and make probably a lot more.
Right.
Just because it's market saturated and there's a lot of great talent and there's a lot of competition for your entertainment dollar here.
Are you? I don't know. Do you get paid on the Strip, or is it you working for tips?
No, it's not all tips, and I don't play down there much, but I have a lot of friends that do. The base pay's actually gotten better at most of the places. So they used to be all tips and play 4 hours and don't take a break.
Ouch.
And so if the drummer's got to go to the restroom, then you have to do an acoustic song, or if the whatever, that kind of thing. No, that really.
What?
Well, it's kind of because the what the bar owners want and what the band wants is 2 different things. The band would rather turn the crowd over. The bar owners think if the band stops, people are going to all leave.
Yeah.
And that's what the musicians want, because everybody's already tipped as much as they're going to tip. So
right. You want a new crowd in there.
New crowd, and so it's kind of like you're at, what do we do? But the they are paying a little more down there, paying some more base money, but it's still primarily tip driven to make a living down there from all the musicians I know. And
Right.
Either fortunately or unfortunately, the high dollar shifts are those late night 10 o'clock till 2 in the morning, gigs, which we've all done,
Yeah.
but that's Nashville.
That's Nashville. Well, it's a lot of places too. I know the South tends to tip better than up here in the North.
Right.
I find when I play around South, I tour down South, I tend to make more money than when I tour up North. Tip wise and crowd wise and things like that.
Right.
But it's tough.
It is tough. You do it because you love it.
You do it because you love it, for the love of music,
Right.
Love of music. All right. So Jeff, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you?
Well, my primary website's just my name, JEFFBATSON, just jeffbatson.com. And there's links there to all the other stuff, which, I'm not going to tell you I post 10 Instagrams a day or 10 TikToks, but I do have accounts on all those platforms and formats. So, but I certainly try to update I guess I'm old, but Facebook's still kind of where most of my friends and, fans are. So I always try to update if I'm going to appear somewhere or play on there. But jeffbatson.com, you can find links to everything else.
All right. Because everyone listening, all those likes and follows and everything like that on YouTube and social media, they all count.
Sure. And I'll share this interview so my friends can listen if they weren't able to listen live, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on.
And the best way to support an indie artist is go to their website. If you like a song, download a song, 99 cents or 75 cents or whatever. Yeah. It's the best way they keep their money. If they have an account on Blast Music 24/7, they keep all their money there too. So find them, like them, and support them. So Jeff, thank you so much for your time tonight. I want to thank all my listeners for chiming in and joining us tonight. We are here every Monday, 7 Eastern time, live on the ranch, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
All right, thanks again.